They gave me 72 hours to kill my three-legged dog or lose my ranch. That's how it started, the kind of thing you hear about and think, nah, that can't possibly happen to a regular guy. But here we are. The HOA president, Donna Fitzgerald, standing on my porch waving official papers like she was serving a monster, not an old, disabled rescue dog who was literally snoring at her feet. "This creature threatens our entire community," she shrieked, her voice cracking in a way that told me she was more scared than angry. Behind her, a black SUV idled with windows so dark you could see your own fear reflected back at you. I recognized that kind of threat, the same deep-down dread I'd felt the year I brought down Willowbrook HOA back in 2017, except this time it was personal, it was dangerous, and I had no idea how deep this mess would go. You ever just want to disappear off the grid? That's what I'd tried to do. 15 acres outside Houston, growing tomatoes, raising chickens, just me and the breeze and no lawsuits. The last thing I wanted was to be dragged back into some suburban Cold War over grass height or mailbox color. 6 months ago, I rescued Brutus from the shelter, a big-hearted mutt with a bum back leg lost in a crash that also took his previous owner, a guy the shelter folks said died in a car accident. I made Brutus a wooden leg, but he mostly used it as a chew toy. The two of us were a couple of broken-down misfits trying to mind our own business. Donna wasn't having any of it. She stood there, Queen of Timber Creek HOA, been in office 2 months and already acting like she owned the whole zip code. "Your animal is a danger," she said, and I'll never forget the way she said animal, like she wanted to spit the word. Brutus picked that exact moment to lick his foot and yawn. His name's Brutus, and the only thing he's dangerous to is an open peanut butter jar. Didn't matter. She'd already decided we were public enemy number one. It got real when her phone rang. A quick glance at the screen showed just the letter R before she snatched it away, whispering something I couldn't quite hear. Fear, anger, desperation. It flashed across her face for just a second before she snapped back to her rehearsed steal. "The problem isn't your lawn," she hissed. "It's that dog. He's aggressive, unpredictable, incomplete. Pet integrity, she called it. I nearly spit out my coffee. "Ma'am, he's missing a leg, not his soul." Brutus, bless him, took a few steps toward her, his leg thumping along cheerful as could be, and Donna nearly dove backwards like he was a T-Rex. She started Googling aggressive dog breeds right there in my driveway. "And Mrs. Johnson's 30-pound cat?" I asked. She ignored me. That's when I noticed a drone buzzing overhead, circling like a vulture. My old instincts came roaring back, mapping escape routes, watching the tinted SUV checking for potential weapons. 5 years growing vegetables, and you'd think I'd be soft, but 15 years of field work just don't wash off. Look, Mrs. Fitzgerald Brutus is scared of his own shadow. He's more likely to drown in a puddle than hurt anyone. Donna backed away, clutching her purse so hard her knuckles went white. "You have a lovely ranch, Mr. Brooks. Shame if you had to leave it." She peeled away in her Lexus, the black SUV disappearing right behind her. I was still laughing about it when my phone buzzed. Unknown number. The message hit like a punch to the gut, a photo of Brutus sleeping taken from inside my house. Timestamp last night. Then another. "You have 72 hours, or the dog isn't the only thing you'll lose." I spun around, every nerve awake. The back door was open, swaying in the breeze. Brutus let out a low growl, the first I'd heard in months. The next morning, a legal notice arrived, hand-delivered by a teenager who looked like he'd rather face a firing squad than stand on my porch. The envelope held the official verdict. Brutus declared a Class A dangerous animal fines compounding by the day, and a USB drive labeled evidence. They'd made a 67-slide PowerPoint about my dog. Slide 23, Brutus versus Godzilla. Slide 38, mathematical proof that three-legged dogs are 33% more suspicious than regular ones. Slide 50, his tail wagging analyzed as possible terrorist code. You can't make this up. As I sat there, Luna Rodriguez, my neighbor, knocked at my door with her 8-year-old daughter, Emma. "Is Donna out of her mind?" Luna asked, reading the slides over my shoulder. Emma hugged Brutus, who nuzzled her with that lopsided wag. "Don't let them take Brutus," she sobbed. "He saved me from falling in the pond." True story. Brutus had grabbed her shirt and held on till Luna got there. By afternoon, I'd had enough. I drove to the HOA office, which Donna had turned into a bunker full of monitors and maps of the whole neighborhood. She sat behind a desk, every inch the Bond villain. "Would you like to see the full presentation?" she offered. "It's up to 87 slides now." I had to admire the dedication to insanity. "Donna, he's harmless. He's missing a leg." "What is this really about?" She just tapped a notepad, scratched out words, but I caught "get out" before she covered it. "Zero tolerance, Nathan. No exceptions." Her eyes kept darting to the window, to the man in the white suit smoking by the SUV. Back home, I hugged Brutus and tried to shake off the old fear. My phone rang again, an anonymous voice, smooth as silk. "You should really consider relocating, Mr. Brooks. Timber Creek isn't healthy for dogs." Brutus growled again. That's when I started digging. A quick search turned up a 2019 article. "Bitter divorce. Fitzgerald versus Fitzgerald gets ugly." Photo. Donna, outside a courthouse next to the man in the white suit. Her ex, Raymond Fitzgerald. The caption said he supported her HOA ambitions. Support. Yeah, right. More like control. The emergency HOA meeting was that night. The room was packed. Donna clicking through slides, spinning a tale about dangerous animals and community wellness. Luna stood up first, telling the crowd how Brutus saved her daughter. Mr. Johnson, 40 years a resident, spoke up. "Dog lets my grandson ride him like a horse. Only dog ever bit me was a Chihuahua." The room split down the middle, supporters and Donna's plants. That's when the real twist hit. Raymond Fitzgerald walked in with 2 goons in tow. The room went dead silent. Donna, suddenly shaking, dropped her presentation remote 3 times. "Donna, sweetheart," he said, "are you sure this is all about safety?" Her composure shattered. She rushed the vote. 5 names on the ballot didn't match any residents. The Pet Safety Act passed by 1 vote. I stood up, demanded a recount, called them on the fraud, but Donna was already packing up. A girl slipped me a key and a name, Madison Fitzgerald, Donna's daughter. "Meet me at Midnight Old Park. Bring this." Before I could ask, she disappeared. Then Raymond stopped me in the crowd, pressed a paper into my hand. "She's trying to save you, you fool. Read it. The article, FBI agent goes missing. Dog found at scene. The photo showed a dog with 4 legs and a white chest patch, the same one Brutus had. My dog was evidence in a federal case. Midnight at the park. Madison told me everything. Mom's not the villain. She's trying to protect you from my dad. Dad killed Jimmy Brutus's owner, who was an undercover FBI agent. The evidence he gathered, he hid it in Brutus's prosthetic leg. Madison had been gathering evidence for years, documenting her father's crimes as an FBI informant. Her mom, terrified for her, had done everything Raymond wanted, playing the villain to keep Madison safe. It hit me. Donna's crazy rules, her relentless HOA campaigns, they were all acts in a twisted play directed by Raymond. That morning, Luna called, sobbing. Emma was in the hospital, pushed down the stairs. A note. "Next is the dog. Then you." That was it. No more hiding. I cracked open Brutus's leg and found the microchip, the last piece of evidence Jimmy had died protecting. 5 in the morning, I pounded on Donna's door. She collapsed in tears, confessing to everything. "He has cameras everywhere. If I don't do what he says, he'll kill Madison. I tried to warn you. The PowerPoint slides, I hid messages spelling help. We made a plan. Raymond wanted a trial, so we'd give him one, but on our terms. Judge Coleman, the one person in Texas he hadn't bought, owed Donna a favor. We'd bring it all out in the open." The trial was chaos. Briggs Raymond's lawyer tried to paint Brutus as a national security threat. Donna played the role of villain but sent Morse code messages with her fingers. "Stall, FBI coming." Brutus naturally slept through the whole thing. I demanded due process, reviewing every ridiculous slide in detail until the cavalry arrived. FBI agents, guns drawn, busting open the doors. Raymond tried to run, but was tackled. Judge Robbins was cuffed for corruption, and Madison, now in an FBI vest, announced herself as the agent who'd finally brought her father down. Brutus's leg was opened, the microchip inside holding enough evidence to take down half the crooked officials in Texas. 3 months later, Timber Creek was a different place. Luna was elected HOA president. Donna was free and writing a book. Madison was the youngest FBI instructor in the country, and Brutus. He had a statue in the park sprawled out, napping wooden leg beside him. The Brutus laws replaced all those crazy rules protecting pets and people alike. We started Brooks and Brutus Legal Aid fighting HOAs who overreached with a slogan Madison came up with, "We sue Karens, the bad ones." Brutus spent his days napping in the office, occasionally letting nervous clients pet him. The annual Brutus Day Festival raised money for shelters and victims. Donna's PowerPoint slides became internet legend. Raymond's in prison. His network shattered, but threats still come in badly spelled at this point. Just a wall of comic relief in the office. The microchip rewrote the crime map of Texas. One old agent's dog who saved us all by napping through chaos. Sometimes when the sun sets and the world feels a little less crazy, I sit with Brutus on the porch watching fireflies. "You know, buddy, I thought I wanted peace and quiet. Then you showed up and turned everything upside down. But I wouldn't trade it, not the insanity, not even the PowerPoints." He just wags his tail and goes back to hunting bugs like the three-legged hero he is. And just when I think things are settling down, a woman pulls up in a rental thick folder in hand. "Mr. Brooks, I'm from the Sundale HOA in Phoenix. Our president's banning anything that makes noise, including children." I look at Brutus. "One more case, partner." He clacks over to her, winning her over in a second. I lead her inside just as my old FBI phone buzzes with a number I hoped never to see again. "Hello, Marcus," the voice says. "Remember Chicago?" My blood runs cold. A laser dot flickers near Brutus's head, then vanishes. Some battles never end. But whatever comes next, Brutus and I will face it together. After all, you never mess with a man's dog, especially one who's already saved the whole neighborhood. So what do you think, was justice served, or did the HOA just get what was coming to them? Let me know your take on right and wrong, on justice and community in the comments below.